Can you 100,000,000% confidently say that you will not unretire?
No.
You can't.
No.
Never say never.
Never say never. I can't 100% say that I will stay retired. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final breakdown of the 2023 season. Joined today by none other than Zin.
Also referred to as...
Show him the rings.
Gucci.
You talk nice. You're talking to those rings.
The only rings I was able to
Good one,
get my hands on in this life. I'm also referred to as the what?
XL back.
No.
The big doggy dog.
The big doggy dog.
That's right. Sorry.
Some guy was behind us in Vegas. I was playing blackjack. It was me and Tommy. And like he whispered, he goes, "That's the big doggy dog." And I went like this. He's like, "You heard me." I said, "I did."
It's the big doggy
Number
dog.
100 chip.
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people are probably asking, since we're not doing our official show throughout the offseason during ROSTERMANIA and stuff like that, we will still be keeping you guys informed, talking about the latest team changes, roster moves, whatever it may be. We will still be keeping up with that, but it won't be as official as the breakdown. It's our final show of the year, so we hope that you guys enjoy it. We got a good show planned out for you guys today, I think.
Yep.
At least I fucking hope.
I think it's going to be great. Obviously, last one official of the season. It's kind of crazy how fast it's flew by. This is the longest offseason in Call of Duty history. I mean, we have a 5-month offseason. Yeah, I mean, we've never had a season end in June.
What are we going to do?
Obviously, Champs was crazy. Vegas is a filthy place, and 6 days in that city is a dangerous one. But we hope you guys enjoyed the watch party, watching the tournament. Obviously, New York take it home. Congratulations to them. We'll be talking about that, obviously. And, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's start with our first segment, folks. It's the weekend review, where we break down all of the matches. Well, not all of the matches. We're going to be going through some of the highlight matches throughout the weekend, obviously, or matches that kind of shaped the tournament a little bit. And let's start off with the very first one of the tournament. Minnesota goes up 2-0 over New York, and then New York comes back and reverse sweeps them. Imagine Minnesota gets one more map.
That's the crazy part about Call of Duty and like momentum and confidence. It's like, let's say Rocker somehow wins that series. What does the tournament look like for New York? Like, it's such a game of what ifs. And
what if we beat New York?
Yeah,
I was talking about it earlier today on stream. What if we win that map 4? What if some things go our way in the map 3? What if we go into a map 5 and beat them? You know, it's like those little things in Call of Duty, milliseconds.
I mean, a lot of these games come down to some crazy moments, but yeah, obviously a heartbreaker for Rocker. They're in a serious... They have a tough one. I mean, you're up 2-0 versus New York. You're looking to close that out, and New York, they turn it up a notch, and they come back and win the tournament. So Rocker are definitely kicking themselves right now.
Yep. Next up, I mean, the next two matches, I don't really think we have to talk about too much. FaZe take out Surge 3-1. A lot of people expected that. And then we beat Boston 3-1. I think a lot of people expected that as well. Next match, though, Toronto takes down the Thieves in a 3-2 fashion. And again, they kind of dominated map number 5, but that was a pretty tight series until that last map.
Yeah, so Thieves obviously bowing out in, last place. The defending world champions unfortunately have a rough go at the most recent world championship. Ultra was looking... To their defense, I mean, Ultra was looking lights out until they weren't. I mean, up until that grand final, obviously, I think most people had Ultra as a favorite going into that. They just looked lights out all tournament long, and obviously it doesn't end up going their way. But Thieves, they had a tough weekend, and that was another tough match because Thieves, another team where it's like if you take that series versus a hot Ultra, it's like that can catapult a run, and it just doesn't happen. Followed up by another Thieves match.
Yep, they lose 3-2 again to Seattle. I mean, a lot of people were not expecting that. We weren't expecting that at all. Seattle comes out, beats them 3-2, and then obviously ends up sending us home shortly after. It's tough. It is a very tough one.
Surge was the one team. We discussed it a bit. Out of Breach, Surge, and Rocker, who I personally considered like the 3 teams that weren't very likely to make a run or win. I gave Surge like that Cinderella run card. Like if one team was going to make a miracle run and knock some teams out, I did give that to Surge.
And they did.
Going into that weekend, I did think 5 teams could have won it. I mean, I'm looking at Subliners, FaZe obviously looked insane. Thieves, Ultra, Optic. Like I saw those 5 rosters and I'm like, this
One of them will win.
One of them will win, exactly. Yeah. And honestly, I wasn't sure. I mean, it was impossible to predict who it would be. My favorite going into the tournament was not New York.
No,
like respectfully, obviously they're defending champions, but yeah, statistically, I think FaZe were the favorite, but nonetheless, a tough one for Thieves.
Moving forward, obviously New York takes us out 3-1 in a heartbreaking fashion. Obviously, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the deep dive segment. We're going to break down that play, and that's just one of those mistakes that you can't make at Champs because you never know. We go to a Game 5 with New York after a hard-fought series. Who knows who's going to win that Game 5? We could win that Game 5, and things look a lot different. That's, again, how Call of Duty kind of goes. Then the next match on the next day, we obviously get sent home by Seattle Surge in 3-2 fashion on Mercado Las Almas, map number 5. It was a tough way to lose. We got 1v3'd to go home, and we bow out in, 5th, 6th?
Yes.
Tough one. Next up, what match surprised you from that point on?
I would say the Ultra 3-0 over Subliners. I mean, I think, once again, Ultra were the favorite in that first matchup, but I wasn't expecting such a dominant, clean sweep, and obviously Scrap ran his mouth after.
Do you think that was to their demise? Do you think if Scrap didn't talk shit, that's different?
Man. Listen, the one thing you got to say about Scrap is
he called everyone on New York shit except Hydra.
Yeah,
he didn't just fire up one of them.
But you got to respect that.
The whole team.
Yeah, but you got to respect it, dude. Like, that's a player who, no matter what, he'll keep it consistent. He'll talk shit. So, love him or hate him, like his tweet said. Like,
I think if he makes it
he makes it a lot more fun to watch.
If he didn't talk shit, I think that series. I don't know if they win the series, but they don't get 5-0'd.
There's no
way.
Dude,
he fired up all 4 of them.
Yeah, but it was the Champs Grand Final. They were fired up no matter what.
Like and then you sprinkle a little more on it.
Little icing on top?
Dude, you think they're getting 5-0'd if he doesn't talk shit?
I think they got fucking clobbered. Yes, I'm not sure what the reasoning was, but
they were fired the fuck up.
Dude, they were fired up no matter what. I refuse to believe that his shit talk.
Whatever.
Obviously, it makes it more sweet and like it's fun to talk about, but logistically speaking, objectively speaking, I'm a fucking scholar. I'm not sure if that was the reason they got 5-0. I think they just got clobbered.
I'm just trying to nitpick at something to make it seem like
you
something
think,
cool.
Like you're smart, like you're a brain box?
Yeah, I'm a brain box. Obviously, moving forward, FaZe take out Seattle 3-1. Same result as the first time they played, and then New York beats FaZe 3-1. Then we move into the grand final. It's the most dominant final I think we've ever seen in Champs history. A clean 5-0 sweep. And it wasn't like it was like dominant performance after dominant performance.
We thought there was a PC issue.
Correct.
Like some of the fights that they were losing, I genuinely thought that stage was not fair for a little bit.
Correct.
It was a lights out performance. I mean, Troy came on the watch party after and
he was fired up.
He said, "I woke up this morning and knew we were winning." I mean, he was loving it. Troy was loving it. And as he should have.
Correct. Big moment.
Yeah, Ultra, I mean, 5-0 is no one was expecting that. I mean, I wasn't shocked to hear people predict New York. Once again, I think our favorites were Ultra based on their run before the grand final. But New York just looked like different gravy come the grand finals. I mean, literally like just a different, well-oiled. They weren't losing a gunfight. Every single situation was going there. It
was insane.
It didn't look real. Like
it was insane.
Like it was impossible to speak analytically about it because it didn't even seem analytical. It was just like a
battering,
a cock slapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps for lack of a better term. Yes.
Yes.
Zin, that's the weekend review. Why don't you segue us into our next segment there, pal?
Yeah, I'll do that, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have the team of the week, a.k.a. the team of the major, a.k.a. the team of champs. This one kind of goes without saying. It was kind of tough not to give it, excuse me, to these 4 players.
Yep.
And these 4 players are simply the roster of the New York Subliners. I mean, just a lights-out performance, back-to-back champions. I wasn't really expecting to see New York go back-to-back to win the final major and then head over to champs.
2 years in a row that's happened.
And get it done, especially
Thieves
based on the first round.
Year, they do it this year, second time in a row.
Yep. You definitely want to win the tournament before champs. But, I mean, yeah, Subliners, can't talk enough about him. Hydra, his consistent level of play and dominance granted him the season MVP, which I think is well-deserved.
How about you start off with the first player? Riley, do we have a player-by-player here, or is it...
Oh, I said the New York Subliners.
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce the first player.
I don't know who the first player is. I have New York written down. Preston Priesta, welcome.
You just destroyed the whole segment.
No, I didn't. I said the New York Subliners.
There's no anticipation now. They just know. Preston.
I was told. I wasn't given an order of players. I was told it was the Subliners.
Preston gets his first ring.
Go fuck yourself.
He's been to 2 finals before this one. This was his third, and after the third final, you're due. He was due to win this one. He ended up having a .94 overall on the tournament. But he had some big moments for them. He had some big clutches, and
I mean, this was the real eye-opening series for me. Like
he came out hot
his level,
us.
his level of play versus Optic. I mean, he just looked cracked. I mean, it was just like you just know when someone's feeling it, right? Like the YY, the movement, the snaps, like everything was going right for Priesta. And at least for me personally, I feel like all year long I've been saying that Priesta's kind of my X factor for New York. And when that kid is playing well and doing his thing, they are a very, very, very tough team to beat. I mean, 1.02 in the grand finals. 125 assists at Champs, #1 overall. He was peppering.
Absolutely. Shouts out to P-Dog, gets his first ring. First to sweep and reverse sweep in a best of 9.
That's a good stat.
That's a hard stat.
That's a good stat.
Going down 4-0, coming back, and then 5-0ing. Next up, congrats to Priest again. I mean, it's our freaking MVP of the year. It's none other than Hydra.
Yeah.
I mean, this
kid's different, dude.
This kid's insane.
I mean, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's just the consistent level of it's consistently dominant. Like, it's consistently, he's one of the hardest gunfights.
#1 sub KD of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved to be your MVP. Obviously, Abizi, I would say, was right there behind him. It was definitely tight, but I think Hydra's now 3 championships.
Abizi had the 3rd highest KD with a sub at Champs.
Yeah, I mean, those two all year were different. Hydra, I feel like we just repeat ourselves every time we talk about him. It's just a consistent level of dominance, and like to see his progression in the league has been crazy. I mean, to go from France and to have that language barrier and to have
this was his most dominant year by far,
to have that
right?
drama around him. People were calling him a bad teammate. There was a bunch of shit said about him, and now he just lets the gameplay do the talking, and he wins 3 championships, including Champs.
First EU player to win Champs. It was obviously bound to happen. There was 3 players from the Ultra that were European and 1 from New York, so it was bound to happen that a European player got their first championship ring, and he gets his. So 1.19, 1.25 in hard point, 1 in search, 1.18 in control. He's just he was a respawn demon this weekend, and that's why he's our season MVP. So it doesn't really surprise me. Next up, Zen, go ahead.
I mean, you guys have seen a crazy 1v1 between me and this guy, and unfortunately, I didn't end up taking it. Guys, it's Cesar Skies Bueno. You know him for investing in his game, and he's now
he invested this year. I'll tell you that.
A world champion as well. Caesar, going into the grand finals, we talked about New York. We gave the edge to New York in the sub-duo battle, right?
Yep.
We did give the edge to Scrap and Insight going into the AR battle.
Yep.
But
more so
Skies has a lights-out performance all weekend long. Just an insane level of play, good surge player.
He went insane this weekend.
I know. I mean, he was
1.5 in the grand final.
No, yeah, his grand final performance was nuts.
Yes. I mean, he came to play whenever they needed him most. Comes out 1.5 in the grand final. #2 all-time grand final KD, yes, at 1.5.
That's good work. The investment paid off. Yeah, I mean, honestly, 11,000 damage is low because you'd expect in a best of 9 for it to be like 20,000, 18,000, but they fucking 5-0 just slammed in the grand final.
The maps were quick as well. It wasn't like we were getting 250 to 240 hard points. It was 250, 80. Like, the maps were going by quickly. But yeah, congrats to Caesar. And then obviously our final player on the team of the major.
Dude, every single player was
fucking bulldog.
Every single player was lights out. I mean, I feel like we sound a little.
I mean, that's how it has to be at Champs.
I know.
Everyone has to be firing. If one person comes in and has a bad series, like, you're gonna lose. That's just how it is. And none of them did in the series that mattered. They all played together, obviously, and they all played good enough.
Yeah, and he kept it humble too. I mean, after the victory, he was like, you know what? He talked his shit. I let the gameplay do the talking. And that was some fucking alpha shit from the Bulldog. I mean, I would have loved for him to just start spewing, just like,
start barking.
Yeah,
across the stage.
I would have loved it, but
he started barking. I'm getting up.
Yeah, so
I'm getting up cheering.
Yes.
If you see him stand up, he's looking across.
I would have barked with him. Just the whole stadium started barking. Just
he had a 1.4 overall for the tournament, 1.01 in hardpoint, 1.45 in search, and a 0.93 in control. #1 all-time grand final KD is a sub.
Damn.
That's fucking crazy. Congrats to him. Absolute beast.
Yes.
And that leads us perfectly into our next thing. He's our personal Champs MVP.
Yeah.
It's Kismet. This guy went off when it mattered the most.
And that's the bulldoggy dog.
22-8 S&D Grand Finals, KD. Like, he was just piecing in everything.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the official MVP for the Grand Finals. He gets it from us. I mean, not much to say. He was just getting it done. To have the number 1 Grand Finals KD with an SMG, you'd think it's one of those ARs, posted up, right, getting freebies on a Heglich like Kismet, especially with his selfless, like, play style.
He came
very impressive. Like, not only is he doing everything right and setting up his team for success, he is finding the kills to go with it. And what makes it that much better is just knowing those guys in New York. I mean, they're frequent. They're in the chat a lot. They love it.
Oh, New York loves it.
Like, New York fucking loves it.
And I was happy to see them win. Yeah, they fucking love it.
They're a good group of guys,
the year
man.
Whenever they were like on the watch party fucking with us when their match was getting delayed.
Yeah.
I forget what Caesar was doing. He was like putting shit up against the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, New York loves it.
They do love it.
We love them.
Yeah.
And that goes to show, if you watch the watch party,
you will win.
You will win champs.
Congratulations
to the New York subliners.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, and not enough to say about them. They came out, they handled business, they get it done. Next up,
we actually have we had to give you guys a team of the year. I mean, it's our final breakdown of the 2023 season. We had to give you guys some players that stood out across the entire year. And I don't think these players will be a shock. I'm sure you guys could all guess the roster right now, but it is.
This is a quick one just to show you guys again. This was the Scuff Team of the Year as well. They brought out 2 sets. So this was the first set, the first team All-Stars or whatever, then the second team All-Stars.
This would be a good roster, dude.
Shotzi, Pred, Octane, and
Brandon.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so, I mean, a BZ Scrap, Hydrocell. Do we have to really go into
we don't.
Into detail? I think it kind of goes without saying. A BZ and Hydra, your respective top 2 on the season, I think, in pretty much everyone's book. Cell as an AR. I mean, I can't get started on Cell, but you guys know. And
the ultimate glazer.
I mean, he's just a fucking pleasure to watch.
You had a snake with Celium's fucking name tag on it.
Dude.
And you were stroking it.
No, don't say that.
You were stroking it like a little...
Yes. Don't say that, dude.
What do you mean? You were petting the snake.
No.
The whole weekend.
No. You're fucking weird.
They saw it. I saw it.
Scrap as well. Real quick, just to say about Scrap, you got to give the guy his flowers. That's the Rookie of the Year. Love him or hate him. Obviously, a polarizing personality in the fact that he's probably talked shit about one of your favorite teams or your favorite player. But he kept it consistent. He backed it up with gameplay. Second place at Champs is definitely nothing to be ashamed of.
Nope.
I saw some people kind of using that against him. Like,
yeah, you got second.
You're fucking terrible. I mean, Scrap.
They still took home like 150 grand each.
Yeah, it was a good weekend for Ultra, and Scrap did his thing all year long. So, despite your personal opinion, I think you got to give your flowers to that level of play, and just to enter the league as a rookie and play at that standard consistently is very impressive.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat me in Cold War, though.
Is that right?
I was fucking slamming him. I mean...
It's funny because you couldn't beat me. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's our next segment. We have a very special guest for you today. I'm sure you can... It's Kismet, the Bulldog. What's up, baby?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
What's up?
What's up, champion?
We're vibing. I can't imagine how you're feeling right now. Just talk to me about the past 24 hours. We'll start you off with a very easy one. How has the victory lap been for you?
It's been a little weird. When I first initially won, right? On stage it hit me. It was like, holy crap, this is real. And then it kind of died down a bit, and then I got home, and then I remember I texted my girlfriend. She was at work. I was like, holy shit, I'm a world champ. I was like, bro, there's no way. This is crazy. And I don't know. It's just been a roller coaster of emotions. The life changing aspect of winning COD Champs is kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just it's sick. So
couldn't have happened to a better guy. I mean, we love Kiz. Big fans of Kiz here on the breakdown.
The Bulldoggy Dog. You're speaking of the Big Doggy Dog. This is the semi-big dog.
Watch yourself now.
Let's kind of rewind a bit. Let's talk about the road. So you play for the Paris Legion, and obviously it doesn't go that well. Not the best roster. And then you get thrown into the pit for a couple years. So then you're sort of trying to find your footing and get back to the top. Then you find yourself back on New York. Talk to me about that road, because that's some highs and lows, man. I mean, Paris Legion, I'm sure you were confident going in, right? You're in the league, let's go. Then back to the pit, which, I mean, a lot of players down there right now are fighting to get up. And now you're a world champ. So just talk about the road.
I mean, I guess without like going into crazy detail about it, it's been a roller coaster as well. And obviously the Paris year was not fun by any means. It was just, I don't know. I don't want to like throw dirt on anything. It is what it is, and it's in the past. But it just sucks that I was in that or in that position. And then obviously going from that into challengers was the worst because it's like kind of a kick to your confidence, your ego, anything like that, because you're going from a professional back to amateur. So working through that, it was just a lot of hard days, a lot of, I don't know, just trying to work through the downs and the lows of that kind of part of my life. And I'm just really grateful to be back in this position that I am with the team that I'm with, and obviously to win the biggest tournament. I mean, it's nice to finally like not have to try to like preach like who I am or how good I am or whatever. Like now I can actually just be like, here's my resume, here's what I've done, and like people respect it now.
Hell yeah. Well, I just want to say one thing as well. I don't think enough people put respect on you last year. I mean, you literally came into New York and made that team good enough to make the run. I mean, you came in and completely, I don't know what you did, if you changed the culture, whatever you did over there, but a lot of people don't give you the credit that you deserve because, I mean, New York, before you came in last year, they were not great.
Yeah, you did.
to put it lightly, and then you came in and obviously turned the boat around. So, but next question for you, and I actually have just a completely off the wall one. Is that an Xbox 360 I see behind you?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend's. Yeah.
Hell yeah! I mean, they got the retro.
Sure.
Yeah. Got that.
But I wanted to ask, how long have you been grinding for that specific moment in Call of Duty? Just to kind of give people a little bit about your background. I remember playing you back in Black Ops 4, and then even before that, I remember seeing you in some of the Search and Destroy tournaments. So please just give them a little bit of like a road, if you will.
I guess to start it off, I mean, I've been watching Call of Duty and playing Call of Duty since I was like super young. I remember watching back in the BO2 days. I remember the Yemen hardpoint of you screaming. I remember it all. You know what I'm saying? I was a big fan, like going through it. So I mean, I've been around Call of Duty for a long time. I didn't start seeing success. I mean, I started playing in BO2. I didn't see success till BO3. So whatever those numbers are, I mean, it's a long time of me just playing for like quote unquote nothing, just trying to get better. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. It's been a long grind. It's been a while like trying to push for it, and it's been a weird situation from times where people didn't believe in me, from like family, parents, and stuff like that, to now like being my biggest supporters. It's just, I don't know. It's a surreal feeling to be where I'm at now.
Absolutely. Great.
Might shed a tear.
That's great.
I mean, I want to talk. I mean, that's great.
That is great.
That is stellar. You know what? That's great. Team chemistry. I want to talk because Troy hopped on the couch after you guys won, and let me just tell you,
he was motor mouth.
He was spewing.
I couldn't even speak,
and we loved it.
Yeah,
and he kind of gave us like bits and pieces about like waking up at 7 a.m. to transform your schedule, right? Like having a performance coach. Like it seems like it was a lot deeper than just the game for you guys. It wasn't just VOD. It was like actual team cohesion and chemistry, and like just that like actual personal connection rather than just that teammate connection, if that makes sense. So please just take the floor, talk to us about the chemistry aspect, like the performance coach, the schedule changes, like what went into this.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess like the first thing with scheduling was like during our practice leading up to champs, we were trying to get on a schedule of being in the office early, grinding, like kind of putting in that extra bit, because we knew other teams were going to try to do it, but we were like, let's actually like make sure we do it. And then going into the tournament, we've always had this kind of like mindset of like, we want to do everything together, whether it be we leave the venue at the same time, we get it there at the same time if we're eating breakfast, because we were like playing it more so like a mental warfare type game. Like if you saw us in the lobby, you always saw all 7 or 8 of us, however many there was, plus our camera like people. Like there was never a point where we were just like solo, unless it was like super late at night or some weird stuff. But I don't know. It was nice having a team that like bought into that, and then Fish, obviously our mental coach and like our performance coach and all that. He was the one that like kind of pushed forward for us to be that extra step as a team, rather than just like I don't know, like the typical gamer type thing. Like we were just trying to be there for each other, so that in those moments like champs, whenever things go bad, like we're down 0-2 to Minnesota, like that's where those type of weird things that we do like come out and showcase like in those matches, because of how much like trust we have in each other.
Yeah, no, I really like that, because I feel like a lot of the best teams that we've seen in Call of Duty history had that exact same mindset, and if even one or two players are disconnected from the chain, I mean, it can just fall apart.
Yeah.
So it goes a long way. And I mean, that's kind of like whenever we say vibes are very important, doing everything together, having that good atmosphere to work in goes a very long way. And that obviously showed for you guys.
Well, sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
Well, because you guys like had some lows as well after that initial sort of championship. Like, I understand winning Major 1 is great, but a lot of teams after a couple bad events, despite winning Major 1,
especially now,
they would have considered changing, breaking up quick. Like, it's very recency bias. It's very personal. And I feel like when things aren't going well, it's a lot of stress, and you start maybe not believing in your teammates, whether it be on a personal level or a teammate level. You guys remind me of that Thieves roster who had such a bad stint and had the respect, and they worked it out. They worked through it, didn't lose faith in one another, and now you guys end up as back-to-back champions, and now you're a world champion. So it goes to show that, like, a lot of teams I think might be doing it wrong, like quick to jump the gun and make changes. It's like, it's one thing if I'm not going to name drop. It's one thing if you're, you can't buy one. But with a team like yours with so much talent, and you guys obviously you won a tournament, so you guys know you can get there. It's just it's good to see you guys like just doubling down and believing in one another.
Yeah, I think it's to like credit to our performance coach, because I remember we did have that really weird stint of things not going well, and he made a good point of like, it's nice to be at the top, but when you get to that point, like the only place to go from the top is down, unfortunately. And that was like what was happening to us in that moment. And I think that was like to credit to our teammates and everyone that was a part of it that bought into that and like understood, okay, we got to that point, we're falling down, it is what it is. But like we were there, like let's just figure out like what did we change, the small things, like what are the reasons why we started going down. And we just had a lot of self-awareness to like get back to the top, and I think it showed going into the end of the year. It took us a little bit, but like it worked. So
yeah, I mean that takes a lot of maturity whenever you're in that position. So props to you guys again. And it's not easy to do, going from first to 12th, and then you guys turn your season around just like that. I gotta ask you. I know you probably don't want to talk about it. How much did Scrap shit talk fuel you and the team? Because I said, I don't know if they 5-0 if Scrap doesn't say without Hydra that team is shit. He literally fired up every single one of you, and I feel like it showed in that grand final. You guys came out different. So please talk to me about it.
I think I don't know how to word it, because like yes, in a way it did fire us up. Like I'm not going to deny it. I said it multiple times in interviews. It definitely gave me like, I mean, I got pissed off. Like I felt personal, like all that kind of stuff. But I don't think like, I mean, even though he talked crap, like he's talked crap to us before, and he's still just smoked us. Like it's one of those things where like I just think that day, how Call of Duty works. You guys have both played. Like I think that day we just showed up on a different level, and like at the end of the day, I think we were just the better team that day. I still think that team is phenomenal. I guess in a small way, like him shit talking the way he did fuel the fire, but I wouldn't like say that's the only like reason that we won or whatever.
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, you guys put in the work. I just wanted to know if it really
a little bit
pushed you guys to, because it wasn't just a 5-0, kids. It was slammage. I mean, it was not close on any map until the final one. So I was just curious.
Yeah, we'll say a little bit, like
a little
sprinkles.
I mean, I was going to say something insane, but I'm holding back.
What is it?
Go ahead, say it.
I mean,
Now you got to say it. Now you're on the spot.
Just go ahead, say it.
I mean, it was kind of like they were like urinals.
Yes.
And all four of you just went over and took a piss in the same urinal.
That's insanity.
I mean, respectfully, they were a great team.
That's insane.
They were insane, but in the grand final, it wasn't close. I was convinced there was a PC problem, personally, just because of how lights out you guys were playing.
Yeah, I mean, you're in it, so you don't realize watching that. Nothing went their way for like an hour. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was,
it was crazy.
I loved it. So.
And I'm sure you did. It was probably great. Just an hour of straight dope.
No, it just didn't. It truly didn't make sense, and I'm sure you agree. Like, there's no way you guys walked into that series expecting. You guys thought it was going to be close. They thought it was going to be close. A 5-0 in that fashion was, I mean, it was unseen, and we've never seen it before. We were all sort of shocked and confused. So yeah,
100%. I think Troy even said it on your guys' watch party or whatever. We were like surprised that they gave us Team B. Because like going into it, we were pretty confident on like the first like 5 maps that were like all our best maps, and it played out the way we thought. I guess, yeah, to your point, I didn't think it was going to be 5-0, but I don't know. It was crazy.
It happened, and it happened quick. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all that cash? I mean, how much was it exactly? $250, right?
Yeah.
$250 each?
$250 each.
$250, some taxes.
What are your plans with that cash? You going to invest it? What are you thinking about doing with it?
I mean, I told my girlfriend I wanted to like get a newer version of my car, but she keeps telling me no. So.
Yeah,
treat yourself a little bit.
Upgrade
you deserve it.
Upgrade that whip, man.
My car's nice.
And bring some of that cash to the Scump pool party.
Oh yeah,
because you've been asking for that.
Kiz did ask for the barbecue.
I think listen. Just for a little context, for those that don't know, Kiz has asked a couple times for Seth to host a CDL barbecue, and I think you have to.
That would go crazy
for the world champion.
That would go crazy.
And I'm not shaving my chest. I'm walking around.
I'll buy the stuff for it. How about that?
Jesus Christ.
No, you wouldn't have to do that.
Kiz, don't worry. He's got it, buddy.
We are gracious hosts.
Don't worry. He'll
answer the expenses. Worry about anything. I wonder how many people are still in Texas to actually make that happen.
What do you think? They just packed up and got out of here immediately?
A lot of players probably went home. And
listen, they're here, so it doesn't matter. My final question, just like sort of on was there a team that you guys... Because obviously, I think you can talk about it a little more with the season over. Was there a specific team that you guys would like watch to see how they would play, or was it just like a personal ideology? Was there like a biggest threat, a good scrim partner? Was there like a certain team or set of teams that you like? This team does this. Let's really focus on that.
He's got to focus on next year. I don't know if he'll answer that.
I mean, that's why I have to ask.
It's not. I mean, because I guess my focus whenever I watched VOD and like told my coaches was like I wanted our focus to be us first. Most of the time when we did any kind of VOD review was purely ourselves. The only time we ever did like other teams was more so like prep. I don't think we ever really... I mean, there was a couple of times we might like watch search plays, like I'm sure you guys have done in your career, and been like, "Oh, that looked really good. Let's steal it and try to make it a little bit better or whatever." But the most of the time it was just strictly like our own stuff and just perfecting our own game rather than like trying to steal strats and like perfect other people's game.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, I mean, dude, you were impressive, man. Like, seriously. Like,
I mean, I'm still impressed that you're taking that high road.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd be chatting some shit.
Nah, listen, after the show, No, I'm kidding. No, sure.
Right. Well, Kiz, thank you so much for joining us. I'll give you the floor. If there's anything you want to say, please feel free. If not, just the floor is yours.
See you at the pool party.
The pool party. Nah, I mean, I guess the biggest thing is I just appreciate all the support I've been getting. It's been absolutely insane. Just having this opportunity to kind of show who I am and, write my own story. Whereas before it was kind of, I feel like everybody else's words. So it just feels good to be myself now. I appreciate you guys putting me on the show, and you guys are dope. So.
No, I mean, it's our pleasure to host you again. Huge congratulations. You earned that shit. Enjoy it. I know you're feeling great.
Of course.
Oh, he's walking out. He's walking out just chest in the air, like just arms, like Vince McMahon. Just walking around the grocery store. Just
we walk
good
through
for
our
you.
Neighborhood. I'll shake somebody's hand. I'm world champ.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
Matt.
Matt, world champion.
Congrats, brother. It was seriously like just impressive from you and the entire team. So you ride that high.
Yep. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, brother.
Much love, guys. Much love.
Later. I mean, what a great guy. It's hard not to root for Kiz. I hope that got to show you guys a little bit of his personality because he's just a good guy.
Yeah, he's the bulldoggy dog, man.
He's one of the good guys, but whenever you face him in game, he's coming for that ass.
Yeah, and he's selfless, dude. He's a team player.
Absolutely.
Unlike you, because you are one selfish kill whore bastard.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
Chip check?
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Too and proud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's our next segment. It is the deep dive, ladies and gentlemen. You hated that one, didn't you? You hated it?
Yeah, would you fuck yourself, buddy?
We got the deep dive, ladies and gentlemen. I have about 13 clips for the day today,
okay.
So it's not too crazy. I decided I'd go a little bit easy on Zinni this time because I know how much he's sometimes.
No, listen, I love the deep dive. It might be my favorite.
Is that right? Well, First up, ladies and gentlemen, bring it on over, Riley. We've got New York versus Rocker in our first series of the day. This is about as flawless of a P2 break as you can possibly get. Rocker.
Look at my binoculars. 1 moment.
Rocker set up in P2, and every single person on New York just contributes here. Priesta gets a stun kill. This snowballs the game, and this is a big map for them, obviously. This is them facing elimination. 1 map away from getting taken out, and What a beautiful P2 break it is. Very coordinated.
Yeah, I mean, this was also just a stomping of a map. Once again, we spoke about it on the weekend review. Rocker, I mean, going up 2-0 against New York, Rocker were looking different until New York just turned it up a notch, and that break obviously speaks for itself. But this map as a whole was a literal, what was it, 250 to like 63 or something?
It wasn't close.
It wasn't good.
All right. That's the first clip. I just wanted to give props because New York on Hydro this whole week just looked absolutely insane. At the tournament, they looked lights out on it. Next up, we've got round number 9, same series, map number 5, a crucial one. This was the bottle.
No.
This was the Minnesota bottle.
This is like
this
a nightmare.
Right here. Okay, this situation.
No.
This situation. Look at the minimap right here. Should MN ever lose this? This is crazy. It gets down to like 18 seconds before any fights take place. And then they all go the way of New York. Look at this.
I mean, look, they just had no info. So
There's 17 seconds.
So right there, I think Bance is like, he's on bomb, he's defusing because he gets hit markers. He wasn't on bomb. He was just right next to the bomb.
Dude, that.
And then it just at the same, I mean, we were hands on the head. We were losing our marbles, man. It was, that is a heartbreaking tournament changing.
I mean, it's
good Lord.
You can't put that lightly. That round goes differently.
Oh, man.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
I hope Rocker's not watching.
Next up, we've got the play that Slasher made from the P5 to P1 or just P5 in general. We talked about this was a
series-saving, potential tournament-changing play. Austin plays his life.
He's number 5 on the mini-map right here. He gets the kill backstairs, wraps back through close, gets that kill, gets his team spawns, gets another kill open. I mean, goes on a 6 streak, gets his cruise missile. That play right there.
Map saving. I mean, that's the reason they won 3-1 right there. If Austin dies and they get trapped in the demon trap, they are in a tough spot.
I mean, they're still up 30. So it's not like it was...
Yeah, but I mean, still, it doesn't matter. I mean, Seattle would have at least had a pretty good chance to put him into it. And especially at Champs, teams are pretty well oiled, right? Their comms are on point.
Yep.
It's as high stakes as ever, and FaZe could have been a tough... What is it?
This one was crazy. This was the round. This was the 0.4 second round.
Oh, my God,
This
dude.
one was crazy.
This one's unbelievable.
Yeah, Seattle gets on with 0.4. And talk about a swing map. Swinging momentum.
Brother.
Obviously, Seattle ends up
right
sending
here. It should be
Thieves home.
done. But it's Big Mac.
They end up capping the point with 0.4 seconds, and then we're going to fast forward a little bit.
No.
And I'm pretty sure they just
they
win
get
instantly.
2. I mean they get 2.
This was where I was telling Nade Shot,
it's good. Yeah,
y'all are good. I was like, you win. I'm pretty sure I literally said, you guys win. Mac gets that kill. Pred finds him in that creddy, which was unbelievable. Then he stays alive. B search.
Well, that was it right there. I mean, Pred playing his life.
Traded.
Him playing his life, and of course, Mac finding the kills. I mean, this was dude, there were so many unbelievable plays at Champs. And when I say unbelievable, obviously, like, I'm talking crazy, but like, just like how?
I mean,
how did that turn into a Seattle round?
I don't know.
Round win.
But talk about a crucial round and a crucial point of that tournament.
What do you got next for me, kid?
This was a P5 to P1 from Hixie. He takes a good route here. It's not really anything too crazy. I just wanted to highlight, sometimes we talk about the weight of kills and how important they can be. Look at this kill that he gets to literally ice this game from FaZe. 2 versus 6 on your minimap right there. He loses that fight, simps out. He could flip spawns. He gets behind him, but this rotational play right here literally wins them the game. And I just wanted to highlight it. It's something very simple, but that kill is worth like 5 kills on the map.
Thank you, Professor.
It's a big kill right there.
I agree. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wanted to highlight it there from Hixie. This was crazy. So this is against the champions. This is the first round of the control when we were playing them.
This was the quickest control round of all time?
I think this is one of the quickest control rounds we've ever seen. I'm just going to let it play out because it's that quick.
It's like you blink and it's like, okay, Optic's capping both points, but when you're capturing both points, you're obviously not necessarily stacked, so that means New York should be able to break at least one of them. But they kind of split their forces, right? Look at number 8. He's going to go fight number 2. That's Ant. Ant wins that fight. Simultaneously,
we end up
the rest
losing
of
this map after this, by the way.
Yes. Simultaneously, the rest of New York is fighting B, but they all drop, and now it puts a lot of pressure on Shotzi and Priestess 1v1. Shotzi wins it, and New York's just fucked. At this point, they're spawning back spa, and they're forced to try to go save A. It was just catastrophic and just a beautiful round of control from Optic.
But let's give credit to the boys. I mean, that is picture-perfect control. You're winning big gunfights when they matter. Just taking a little bit of advantage of New York kind of splitting up right there and just winning every single fight. And then right here, we just straight up win. I mean, 10 seconds later, I only skipped 10 seconds. It doesn't get much quicker than that, ladies and gentlemen.
A little off topic, but let's just talk about, just for briefly, how insane some of these spawns were at this event. Like Hotel Control was insane, Fortress Hardpoint. Like we saw a lot of crazy ones. What? Oh no.
Everyone shield your eyes.
No!
We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it. This was the moment right here. This was the tournament-changing moment, in my opinion. We obviously, 4 seconds left.
No.
Kiz spawns P5 and just runs right down the middle of the map. I mean, this, it's hard to watch again. Number 5 on your mini, or number 5 gets one. Kismet just walks in the front door, and then boom, they flip the map on us. I mean, Nadeshot was saying they can't win, and I was like, the whole time, I was like, yes, they do. If we don't get in, they win. And then this was it right here. Priesta gets a nade kill, or Caesar gets a nade kill. I thought we still had a chance here. And then number 3, Dashy, he thinks that we got to rotate. It's just catastrophic.
That was bad.
It was bad.
That was a tough watch, dude.
I don't really want to talk about it anymore.
No, I mean, we thought it was done. I mean everybody thought it was done. Everybody thought it was done. And that's just one of those, like...
Oh, yeah, this was the P3 spawn that we were fucking just mind blown. But I felt,
dude, only at Champs does that shit happen.
Well, only at Champs this one happens, too.
Oh, Christ.
Dude, it's just crazy after crazy after crazy at Champs.
Yeah, what's up, Al?
Look at the minimap. Everything, I guess everything's blocked here.
Yeah, Hill's white. So right here, if... hold on.
Everything's blocked.
Let the rank play professor dive into this one. Give me one brief moment.
I mean, Beans.
Hill is white. All of FaZe has pressure coming front. So my belief is that when the Hill is white, the game is trying to spawn people as close to the point as possible.
Yeah.
Thus, Boston spawning into the arms of Celium.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we can 0.25 that for sure. Let me... Hold on. So let me... How am I even going to do this? So, what is it? 36.22? Oh, let me go back a little more. Oh my gosh, Are
you bottling this?
Dude, I'm bottling this. It's been fucking bottled.
All right, W spam in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming in. W spam, I'm coming.
We're just going to move on, but it was insane. It was insane. Oh my gosh, another one. It's just crazy after crazy. I swear. This was the Snoopy play.
Oh wait, no.
It's the Snoopy
I don't
play.
think this one was Snoopy's fault, man. Let's hold on.
He gets 2. Look at the minimap. Abizi's playing his life back cars.
Go back. Hold on.
What do you mean go back?
Just 2 notches. I was getting off the stream. All right. Right here. It's not a terrible play from Snoopy. I mean, they have full-on map control. The problem is, I don't think they know where Abe is. I'm like, just based on the way they're playing, they don't know Abizi is there. Abizi gets a nade kill, so maybe they didn't know.
He kills one right there.
Now he knows, but now he immediately runs back. The problem was Abizi slips the net.
So he thinks he's going alley. Okay, so seeing this in real time, he thought Snoopy thought that Abizi might hit alley.
That was not Snoopy's fault. I think that was a mix of like an unfortunate thing where Abizi just slips the net and they have no idea. Yeah. If he gets a kill with his gun instead of a nade, I mean, he's probably beat. They probably would have just jumped him.
Yeah.
They probably just didn't know. And then Snoopy, he makes 2 pushed out green. He thinks his teammates have a good setup. Like, I don't think that was Snoopy's fault.
Watching that back and actually watching the clip, I don't think that's Snoopy's fault at all. I think it's just unfortunate. He thinks Abe could come back alley. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He hits Hill, and then they just trade out. Abe gets a big 2-piece. Next up, we got the round 11. This is map number 2, FaZe versus Seattle. We break down every round 11 here.
Yep.
And Seattle ends up taking this one, don't they?
Yes.
So we're going to fast forward a little bit. Celium.
We can't see it.
You can't see it?
What the hell's going on here?
Fuck, you mean you can't see it?
Nothing.
No, it's in.
Did you bottle it again?
No, it's in. Can you see it anymore?
So Celium right now, he's top gas. He's shooting at a player van.
Let me unplug.
All right. We're back?
We're back?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just a clutch master.
All right. So round 11 right here. What is it? 4v3?
3v3.
3v3 from here.
3v3 now. Lamar trades 1. This was just absolutely insane. Lamar gets 2. This is the Lamar ace.
This is the Lamar ace. And
Lamar ace
he's called
is
the
round
Iceman
11.
for a reason. I mean, he finds 2, and now FaZe are in a rough spot because
they got to rotate back.
What the fuck is going on here? We're losing the feed.
Did it come out again?
Yes.
Oh my god!
God, Lump. Yeah, he's not doing anything wrong. It just something. It's back. You can't make it up.
We got a faulty HDMI.
Oh my god.
I mean, you didn't really miss much. Lamar gets an ace. I'm not gonna restart this just in case it goes out again.
Lamar gets it went out again.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh my god.
Try it again.
It's back.
It's back. We're not rewinding. I'm not touching anything. All right, next clip.
It's called the breakdown for a reason, motherfuckers.
I knew that this was over right here. I'm like not even moving my body.
Yeah,
I'm
just
afraid.
don't
I'm
move.
afraid to move at all. This was when I knew this tournament was over. After this double nade kill, I was like, everything's going right.
Dude, let me just say,
going right.
as a former player myself, tenured veteran, multiple-time champion, you get a 2-piece frag kill.
I knew everything was going right.
Everything's perfect.
I just wanted to point it out. I knew right there.
There's no better feeling than that.
Next up, we've got, what is this? Oh, this is the Toronto bottle. You remember this?
Yes.
Toronto had the opportunity to tie this up 2-0 finally, or 1-1, finally get some life in this final. 7-5 lives, 9 seconds left on the clock, and it just goes south.
With one final wave, New York gets it done, and this was just
textbook. I mean, Kismet stays alive.
At this point, it was just getting more and more unbelievable. Like, after the first 2 maps, you were like, okay, Ultra's going to turn it up. They don't. Like, it's just a consistent... Nothing could go wrong on the way for New York.
And then last but not least, it's our final clip of the deep dive for the whole year. It's the winning moment. Kismet, 2v2, gets a huge kill. This is 5-4, remember. This could have gone another map. But
Yep.
Kismet takes it into his own hands, gets another kill, and then Scrappy, I forget, I think he just chows Kismet on top palms, and Kiz puts it to bed.
Let me shout out, who was it? Kleenex for a crazy 1v2 as well to like try and keep them in it.
I didn't even realize that. Kismet took out Scrappy for the final kill of the tournament.
See, it all comes full circle,
and it was
man.
a gross kill. Like that, those aren't easy shots. Laying on palm,
it all comes
shooting
full
someone
circle.
P2 heady, those are not easy shots.
The winning moment, man. I mean, our final deep dive of the 2023 season. So congratulations to New York again.
gosh,
we just watched them win again, like
we
dominant.
have a special segment for them next up.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
We have a special one.
why don't you go ahead?
It's Thin Ice, but this one's a little bit different.
This one's a little bit different.
This is Thin Ice, a.k.a. Blow It Up.
Yes.
And we have 3 teams listed here. And let's start with the first one, Riley. We've got London.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Press
goodness
the button.
gracious. We pressed that button. Oh no. Oh no. Zin.
Kaboom.
Zin, I'm gonna give you the reins here a little bit. If you're the GM for London, what are you doing right now going into the next season?
Are you really putting me into that one right now?
I'm putting you into that one right now.
Listen, you know I'm high on Abusa from Challengers. I think there's some rumors that London's like relocating to like Charlotte or whatever. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think if they stay London, you want to have at least some UK over there, right? So, some overseas talent.
You want some, yeah.
When it comes to what to actually do, to say it bluntly, I think you're looking at probably Nasty. You keep around.
I think you keep
as
Nasty,
well.
and I think you keep Asem.
So
100%.
Yeah, let me just talk real quick about this segment. We're only doing a few teams, and when we press that button for some of these teams, it means that we think the entire roster should sort of just disband besides maybe 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, I think you build around 1 player, maybe 2 for this button. I mean, it's kind of like this for a couple teams, but these are the teams that really need it. I mean, London's got to do something.
I mean, it's not personal. It's just kind of performance-based. These guys collectively were not it. I think individually, each player had moments. Like, Scraps received a lot of flack. He had some crazy pop-off moments. I think the one thing about Yuli is I don't think we know if Yuli how good Yuli is. I think Yuli
got thrown into a bad situation.
Yeah, he got thrown to the Wolves, and it was impossible to come back leading the pack. I hope it doesn't damage his stock. Exactly. That's my thing is I feel like we just don't know about Yuli. I think Nasty was consistent, and then, of course, Asem, the start of the year, was lights out. So each player had these shining moments, but collectively, I mean, the team was one of the worst I've seen ever created in my entire tenure.
They went 7-24 on the year.
Yes.
I mean, that's not great. It goes without saying, really, that team needs to make a change. I'm keeping Nasty. I'm keeping Asem.
Okay.
I'm keeping Nasty. I think Nasty's the for sure. Nasty would be my number one. I think Nasty had a lot of good moments this year. I think that he was fighting consistently. Asim, obviously, at the start of the year, came out super hot, kind of fizzled out a little bit, but again, it's hard to perform well when your team is just going through it. I mean, you're only as good as your team, and the team needs some work. Next up, so we had 3 teams listed here, but I kind of don't even want to say Florida. Florida was one of them, but Florida is...
Towards the tail end, they turned it up a notch.
Well, no, but Florida is... I'm pretty sure they already have like a new team lined up. I'm pretty sure they're rebranding.
Miami.
There's a whole
Heretics.
So I don't even want to do it for Florida because they are. I think they already have their plans in check. I think they had their plans in check before the season was even over. And Florida, remember, Florida comes out Major 5, does some damage. I mean, they look pretty decent at Major 5. They obviously make the winner's bracket, but the other teams in. I'll let you do the honors. It's LAG.
It is LAG, and I will press the button for them. I
love Alec.
Listen, a confusing one, and we'll talk about it after this beautiful animation. When they first sort of break into the league, right, their challengers team was unmatched. I mean, they were taking out everybody.
They looked. They were some of the best practice when I was still competing. They were some of the best.
They were insane.
Practice.
They were insane at hardpoint.
Yes,
insane. And then sort of, I think as teams caught up and some more talented rosters, whatever it may be, LAG kind of just fell off the cliff.
Yep.
And when it comes to the future, I think they're in a tough situation, right? Because looking at Joe and Exceed, I actually
there's a lot of rumors going around about are they even going to have their team next year as well? I mean, there's a lot of
we have no idea. I will say. I do think Assault was one of maybe their most consistent player from like match to match. He was definitely one of the more consistent players, but I think you kind of need Alec as a main AR. And based on what we know, I'm pretty sure Alec signed like a 3-year deal. Like that was pretty public. So it seems like Alec is their dog in the race. And he's got to be a main AR. I mean, I don't think Alec on the flex
Alec
role.
Main AR like IGLing the team.
Yeah, I don't think. At least me personally, I'm not him. I don't know what he wanted to do. I see Alec as a main AR. This is a player who obviously played with the FaZe boys. Like, that's someone you want on the back line, in the hill, leading the troops.
Directing.
And then you have Exceed and Joe, who that one confuses me.
I think both of them. I think both those players are talented.
Exactly.
I just think this is one of those teams where it didn't work. Yeah. I think both SMGs are very talented. I think they both have great upside. Alec, obviously, a great IGL main AR. I just don't know what I do with this team. I mean,
now this one's confusing because. I mean, we were talking about it in Vegas. We were like, you have Joe Deceives, you have Exceed, and both looked great at different times. Yep. Which one has more potential? Which one has more upside? I'd be shocked if we didn't see both of them in the league next year. I think they proved that they're pro league players, and that's kind of what's shitty about being on one of the bottom of the barrel teams is like it just makes everybody look a little worse than they are.
We talked about London, but LAG only had 10 more points than them.
I mean, they were competing.
Yeah. Which is it's hard to believe.
They were in a bad competition.
It's hard to believe. 9-25 on the year. Goes without saying. Again, I mean, Florida obviously started picking it up towards the back. They were going to be our third team, but I think that doesn't really even make sense because they have their future plans. But that was our thin ice segment.
And also, let me just say, outside of like the top 2, maybe top 3 teams,
every team.
I expect every team to change.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this segment, we're talking about serious changes, right? If you place 4th, there's an argument to replace one player, right? Switch up the dynamic a little bit.
Yep.
These two teams, they need a full-on revamp because it just wasn't it. And
maybe go for some challengers talent. Who knows?
It's shitty, but that's what it is. And speaking of challengers talent,
it's perfect.
Why don't we head right into our next segment, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Up Next, where we discuss players.
I think it's great. We just did Thin Ice. Now we're doing Up Next. We're highlighting some of the amateur players that really impressed. Obviously, Up Next is to spotlight some of those players that we'd like to see in the league next year. Maybe give them a shot. In some cases, give them another shot.
First up, Jimbo obviously goes out to the event.
Yeah.
He makes waves. He goes viral. a lot of people talking about him as a player. And just
goodness,
what an absolute stellar performance.
I mean, that's not ideal.
No, I mean that's
we see COD. We got people cheating in the league.
That is one of the most insane occurrences we have ever seen ever. And let me just say, obviously that was a joke. I feel terrible for the teams.
Thank you for saying it was
clarifying.
A joke.
I don't know. Some people might have took that literally.
I don't think we knew.
What do you mean?
I don't think we knew it was a joke.
Oh, shut up.
I think Jimbo should be.
No, it is it is insane. When we saw the tweets, we couldn't believe it. I feel terrible for the players that had to deal with that, like players that maybe could have been at champs. Also his teammates, Tom Gravity Classic, like people that do not deserve to have their reputation altered, because I know for a fact, and I spoke to them, those guys,
they had no idea.
Nikki D, Tom Grav, these are good fucking players who would never, ever, ever involve themselves with something like that.
They've been around for so long, it just wouldn't make sense.
It goes without saying. I just don't want to see good players and tenured players sort of receive backlash on someone's really bad and unacceptable decision, and I feel bad for the players who had to deal with.
Let's switch it up to a lighter note. You want to introduce the first player that we have on up next? Go ahead.
God RX.
God RX. What a fucking beast, man. He was in the league a couple years ago.
Yep.
Obviously fell out of the league, down to Challengers. Comes out, wins Challengers Champs, and he had a 1.55 in the Champs Grand Final.
I'm going to rant. I'm going to rant because this community is so obsessed with the unknown variable. Players who have received a chance before are so... It is so unlikely for a player that's been there, and then whether it was a shit team or a bad map, whatever it may be, despite how good you are in Challengers, if you were once at the pro level, there's kind of like a stigma on your name.
Yeah,
everyone wants the next Abizi, the next Simp, the next Shotzzy, Pred. It's like everybody wants the diamond in the rough. So I think that's why I always say, I think if you're placing...
would be a great player to bring in and potentially build around for one of those bottom teams.
Yep.
He's has a 1.55 in the grand finals of Challengers. That is fucking impressive work.
So yeah, I've said it a lot, so I don't gotta keep repeating it. I just think a lot of people don't give credit to certain players just because they've seen them play at the highest level before, but players can improve.
Players like Neptune. Classics, like players that have been in before. It goes without saying.
But yeah, God RX, he has an insane performance, obviously wins Challengers Champs, and just important to note that a team could really use a good AR player like God RX.
Next up, I saw people in the chat already calling for this person. It's a booza. I think this kid needs to be a lock to be in the league next year. If he's not, what the fuck are these people doing?
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about him all year long.
Unless there's visa issues and stuff like that, of course. If there's hurdles that
would piss me
unattainable,
off.
Then that's one thing.
That would piss me off.
He needs to be in the league next year. He needs a chance to showcase his talent.
Yep.
And bring up that stat page again for us, please. He also had a good tournament, 1.31 overall for the 2023 Elites 1 through 4, 1.41, 1.33.
That's a very consistent level of play across three game modes.
We've seen players with those kind of stats and challengers come to the league and be superstars.
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but we've seen players before with those kind of stats come in and become superstars. Yep. I think he deserves a shot next year. If he's not, I'll be mind blown.
Next up, we have Seattle's substitute, Gwyn. We actually haven't spoke about Gwyn here
not much
on the show yet, but he also goes out there next to God RX and he wins Challengers Champs. A lot of talk around Seattle going into Champs, like, should they bring up Gwyn? Should they do this and this? Nonetheless, Gwyn goes out to Challengers Champs. He puts on a show, and this is a player who's already a substitute for a CDL team. You got to think it's only a matter of time before we see him in the big league, right?
Seattle brings him in?
There are a lot of question marks.
Some of these teams are going to really shake up. They might just bring him in.
This could be the biggest and most insane roster mania that we've ever seen.
It's going to be up there
and I don't know how long it's going to take either. That's what's crazy. It's like we have 5 months. Is this going to be done in 2 weeks? I think it's going to happen quick.
It has to. If you wait, you risk the chance of a player that you want getting picked up.
Then what? You start scrimming on Cold War?
No, but you at least solidify your roster going into next year. You can't.
I think they scrim on Cold War.
You can't wait. This will all be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think.
Jesus, man.
You can't wait. You wait, you get left behind. Yeah. It's going to happen like this.
I know you've never had to ever worry about your spot, but as someone who always was worrying, it feels a little nice to not have to worry about roster mania. Or do I?
It's time to learn X Defiant, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was up next. Shout out to all the challengers who went above and beyond all season. Obviously, we just highlighted a few here, but a lot of talent down there. And, of course, even the former pros, players like Gunless, Pristini, Classic, who are in challengers. And it's just hard to fathom that some of these players aren't up in the CDL.
Absolutely.
Up next, why don't you introduce us?
Yeah, next up, we've got, Next up, we've got prize picks, where we're going to be taking some of the community's prize picks. Obviously, we weren't able to do it in Vegas as it is illegal. So we're taking some of yours from home. So Riley, come bring it on over. This one, he had attached less than 6 map 5 and more for Hydra in a map 5.
That's a great one. Good for him.
Good for him.
All right, buddy. Good for you.
I mean, let's move on to the top 10.
Okay, okay. Be careful.
I mean,
light touch, dude. Light touch.
Riley, can you get it off my screen? We're on Twitter. I don't know what the hell's gonna pop up on here. I mean, a couple people were very.
Twitter has been nefarious.
A couple people went for 5 legs. This is a 6 leg. Whoever did this has balls of steel. I mean, 6 leg. He went more map 1. I can't even see it. Less for fame, more for Dashy, more for beans, less for scrap, less for draws. If that shit hit, you let me know, please.
Yeah, we were.
You tweet me right now and let me know.
We were living through you guys. Obviously, we couldn't do it, but
yeah, we
couldn't do it. You guys saw all season long. We were having our fun on the watch party, and Tony, of course, came out victorious. We'll
absolutely
speak about that shortly.
I'm trying to look for a winner, and there's no more winners. Just one winner on here.
Well, still, let's. Can't always win.
All right, last one here. We've got Fame less than 21.5, Hydra less than 26.5. We don't even know the fucking result.
Because this was sent before. This was sent before it occurred.
We don't know the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, prize picks.
Shouts out to prize picks.
What's code?
It's been fun. I believe you ended up winning the year, didn't you?
You could use code METHODZ, METHODZ, for a $100 deposit match on your first deposit. And, of course, you can participate in a various amount of... Go ahead.
NFL, NBA, COD, CSGO went up to 25 times what you put in. Download those prize picks and use code
METHODZ, METHODZ.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for submitting some of your prize picks. Hopefully you guys hit. Next
Hold on,
up...
one moment. Go ahead. Do your thing. I'm getting to the bottom of something real quick.
What happened?
I'm getting to the bottom of something right now. Hold on. Give me one moment.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony is on it.
What happened?
Hold on. Oh. Guys, we knew that.
What?
Maybe somewhat expected with them all being free agents, but I understand LA Thieves won't be running it back for those asking. I mean, it was kind of... It would be shocking if a team runs it back after that.
Yeah, that one was kind of obvious. I mean... I don't want to harp on it too much because it's a rumor, right?
Yes, it's a rumor.
It's a rumor, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make one change, make 2 changes. It wouldn't really surprise me.
There's more news. Seattle might be Vancouver next season. Yeah, we'll get there. You know what?
We've got a couple segments here.
Stick around at the end. We'll do a little free flow.
Yeah, we'll do a little free flow.
Get my expertise.
I don't want to touch my laptop.
All right.
At the moment. So let me just...
Ladies and gentlemen, the top 10.
The top 10, ladies and gentlemen, of champs. The final top 10 of the year. We've got Hicksy coming out strong. Little 4-piece action against the Atlanta FaZe.
Yep.
Thank you, Zin.
I was getting fired up. Hicksy with a number 10 play. He finds a couple kills. Let me get in the frame
everyone turn away.
Yeah,
everybody turn. This kid's fucking good.
Hydra was walking on water, man. Just skating versus every team. 8 streak 3-piece. Speaking of number 8, here he is. It's one half of the Tiny Terrors. It's Simp the Pimp.
I just want to put it out there for you guys. Basically, the whole top 10 is FaZe.
Listen, FaZe had a lot of clips, but Simp right here, especially versus the World Champs, was just running around. I think he goes on a 5, but he gets a 4 to kick things off. Ends on a 5. Number 7 is...
Abeezy.
Is this...
Abeezy.
Is this the Abe one?
Actually, no. This is Simp Streak, actually. You're right. This is Simp. But Abeezy is coming up soon.
Don't worry, you'll see.
Don't you guys worry. This was Simp's 10 streak in maps against the Toronto Ultra. Obviously, his teammates locking down that P2 time at old. He starts making some big kills, playing his life over here at Gate to solidify the P3 spawn for Atlanta FaZe. Yeah, and he starts going crazy here. This is when we were saying when this was happening, Simp is about to start popping off.
Yep, he was just finding kill after kill. I think he ends up on a 10 spree and kind of just didn't stop. Once again, a lot of FaZe clips here. I mean, these guys were individually sort of globetrotting all tournament long, just finding 3 pieces and going on 10 sprees. And we'll see another spree from a FaZe member later in the top 10. But he's just running around and getting kills. I mean, one of those players who...
He's good at
any of these top-level SMGs we saw, you get into maps, you get into art, you start running circles.
It was impressive work.
This was filthy.
Yeah, this is a 3-piece, but I don't think people understand at home how hard that is to do.
And this was also filthy.
Yeah.
Dan, our top 5 plays now, he finds, I believe, a 5-piece, just beautiful. Very rarely do we get to see a 5 streak like this where it's very simultaneous.
And he was 15-4.
Yes.
15-4 at that point. Dan Ghosty, everybody.
And here they go.
Here he is. We're going to be seeing a lot of FaZe down the stretch. I'm letting you guys know now. This was a 1v2 ace from Abizi against Boston. I mean, he was just...
And we just called it, too. Tupac,
having
don't
his
worry about
way.
him. It's Tyler and bomb site. Number 3, I mean... Good Lord. This was fucking filthy.
This was also gross. It's Abizi again.
He's just running it down, man.
Guys, we were making the top 10, and we felt bad because of the amount of FaZe clips that are in it. It's like FaZe was just taking turns trick-shotting people. Again, they only ended up getting top 3, but still, this was gross.
Yeah, filthy, filthy, filthy.
He's on a 4 streak already, gets a 2-piece, kills Snoopy.
And now here's the really just hilarious part right here.
Jumps into shield corner. I mean... just walking on water.
Now batting number 2.
And this
Selim.
one, everybody strap in. This was Selim's 14 streak. I don't really care how much action's going on during this. He goes on a 14 streak against Boston. That is unbelievable. What is that? It's probably one of the highest streaks we've seen all year. It's probably like 16.
A 14 streak at COD Champs in any capacity deserves to be talked about a lot. Selim, I'll keep it contained for this one. Just obviously one of the most consistent ARs all season long for plays like this, right? Very hard player to kill, obviously mechanically gifted. I mean, that's
It's
MC.
worth noting he was 5-10 before this streak as well. And then he goes on a 14 and basically just eliminates Boston. I mean, he just said, all right, this was disgusting.
And I mean, that kill after being on an 11 is just the hilarious part. Like
it's like, who's going to kill this guy?
Yeah, I mean, like you think it's going to end, and it just keeps extending. It does finally end at 14, but MC puts on an absolute.
He was 2 off the record
14.
for the streak, apparently.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, number 1.
I mean, we hated to do it.
It is Sibs 1v3. I believe it was an ace as well.
This was
sending home
impressive.
optic from the tournament.
It was impressive. He doesn't have Deddy. He gets a 1v3 to ice the series. I mean, we didn't want to put this at number 1, but
you have to. I mean, it's a
kind of hard not
1v3.
to. With what's on the line, he doesn't have dead silence, which makes it even more impressive. I mean, and obviously he wins the final gunfight, and that was it. We cut out the reaction for you guys at least, because we had the reaction after that. We cut it out.
Yeah, they're saying pull the HDMI.
I mean, yeah, we might have to.
Yeah, but I mean, just real quick, a crazy play to cap off Champs.
You got to give credit to where it's due. I mean, a 1v3 in that situation is it's very impressive. But Zen, do you want to do the honors to introduce our final segment of the freaking year?
Guys, our final segment of the 2023 CDL season. It is Call of Community, where we take questions live from Twitch chat and Twitter. I'll do Twitch chat, you do Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, ask away. Also, we'll touch on a few of the rumors. Real quick, I guess Seattle is rumored to potentially be moving to Vancouver. Their parent company located in Vancouver,
Which
so
makes sense.
that's not too shocking.
Yeah. I mean, how would that work for online though?
Well, just because
where's Vancouver?
Well, Seattle, Canada. It's like the west coast of Canada. And
I mean,
apparently it's beautiful, but
you are getting host fucked over there.
I mean, Seattle this season lived in Texas. A lot of teams still opt to live in Texas just for the internet and the online component. So yeah, that's not necessarily shocking to potentially see Seattle move to Vancouver. I think Seattle's a sick city. I think it's a dope city. I think Vancouver is as well. So I don't think that's too crazy. And then also Thieves, people saying that Thieves are not expected to run it back. I don't think many teams that placed last at Champs will run it back.
It doesn't surprise me.
It'd be shocking.
Doesn't surprise me if they were to make a change. Obviously, rumors right now. But yeah, tough way to end the year for the Thieves. Caesar Skies is in the chat.
I see Troy Sender Michaels. He said, "How hot is Sender?"
They fucking love it in here. They literally love it in ours. They love it. And again, if you wanna become a world champion, you watch the breakdown.
Yes.
So
correct.
for all the players out there next year, take notes. Let's take some questions from the chat, though. And don't ask about the Optic roster, please.
Yeah.
Because you will get nothing.
They just keep going.
You will get nothing about the Optic roster. Anything else? Are me and Zinni coming back? I hate to break it here. I hate to break the news here, folks.
Speak for yourself. I haven't made my decision yet.
You haven't made your decision yet. All right. Waiting for some good questions here.
Man, I've been getting hit up by some serious contenders.
Where do we rank Optic this year? I'm down to answer that question.
Go ahead.
Overall, as a team, where would you rank Optic? I'd probably say
after like when it's all said and done,
like
overall,
what,
overall standings.
5th, 4th,
5th, yeah.
I think 4th.
Number 1, New York.
New York,
FaZe, or Ultra. Ultra or FaZe?
I'd say FaZe.
So New York,
Ultra,
FaZe, Ultra,
us, Thieves.
Optic, Thieves.
No, we can't say that. Didn't Thieves win this year? We can't say that. I think you have to go Thieves, Optic. We might have ended 5th best team. I think that's fair.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
I think that's fair.
Seth looked hurt when I said that. Yeah, he told me I'm not allowed to
What?
unretire you.
Yeah, he can't unretire, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, yes, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Would I join Formal if Jetpacks came back? Yeah, if Jetpacks come back, we're squad wiping. It's me, Formal, Methodz, Karma.
Dude, that would be the most. To be fair, that would be probably.
We would be horrible.
It could be the most entertaining roster to watch of all time.
We'd be fucking horrible.
We'd stream scrims.
Oh, we'd stream every scrim. I mean, we really wouldn't care.
And there would be a multi-Twitch.
There will be a multi-Twitch open.
On a serious note, I may be taking my talents to X Defiant.
You better start learning it, buddy.
Optic X Defiant. Methodz, Scump.
Dude, imagine we run it back on X Defiant. Imagine.
Dude, I'm playing tonight.
I'm playing tomorrow.
I think I'm going live late night and playing. But okay, just to get back on
let's get
topic.
back on track.
When it comes to individual roster changes, guys, maybe some more generalized questions. I don't know, and if we did know, we can't really say.
Someone said Hydra is the closest thing to Prime Scump in terms of SMG slang and playstyle. What do you think?
I actually do think it's a pretty good comparison. I think players comparatively to you, I think Hydra's playstyle definitely. I think Pred's playstyle definitely like pre-aim heavy, not very like what?
Playstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playstyle.
I'm talking they got to match me as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they're better. So you have
go fuck yourself.
You have Hydra.
Yeah,
so better than you all time. Hydra, Pred, a BZ Simp, Zuma, Kismet, Snoopy.
I'll take 8th.
Hold on, I'm still going. Not done. Snoopy.
You're fucking sick in the head. Do you know that?
I'm not done. Snoopy, Asim.
Listen,
I'll give you 10th.
I'm at the point now where
I'll give you 10th.
I'm at the point now where it's all right.
Then obviously when it comes to ARs, what's your top 5 list? You have Formal, Clay, Methodz, Octane. Who's your 5th?
Salium.
Okay. That's a good list.
I mean, goodness gracious. We're just going for fucking clicks right now.
Dashy. Dashy.
We need to
Jesus fucking
let's
Christ.
keep the call of community at least somewhat serious. This is our last segment of the fucking year, dude. Guys, I know Crim. That was the joke, guys. You guys got it.
Yeah,
that's the joke. Let's keep this on track.
Are you guys going to do ROSTERMANIA breakdowns?
Man.
We're thinking, at least right now, I'm just going to say it, we're thinking maybe like a graphic that we can do from home where we can like just go live and like hop on webcam and discuss roster changes because obviously we expect a lot of teams to change, happen. A lot of rumors.
Yep.
So expect streams to be obviously a little less official than this, but we'll still be bringing you guys all the coverage and talking about everything Call of Duty, ROSTERMANIA, changes, drama, you name it, we'll cover it, just not in this exact fashion.
Absolutely. I'm trying to take some more questions from chat, guys. Someone asked, what would the finals have been like if Rocker eliminated NYSL? I think Optic's in the final. I'm not even
possibly.
I'm not even sure. I think if Rocker beat New York, I think Optic would have beat Rocker and been at least in the winners final.
Listen, that's the crazy part about champs.
I think that we would have beat Rocker.
Dude, the what ifs at champs every year are crazy.
It's always crazy.
I'm bringing myself up real quick. Boston Breach, LA Thieves, last year Vanguard, 6-5, last map they win.
Listen, I'm not saying the grand final.
If we won that, I would have slapped you around for top 3. And then
Ender was hurt.
I don't care. I would have slapped you
around.
We
were a free win last year at champs. Ender was hurt.
Yeah, so you're saying I would have won. Thank you. Dab me up. Good
I don't even know how he won first round.
Anyways, the what ifs at champs are crazy. I mean, that Rocker New York series, if Rocker closes that out, who knows?
I think we're in the winners final, bare minimum.
Also, the one team I'll speak on real quick is FaZe because FaZe is very confusing. Like, Dude, Slasher was playing incredible. Like, Slasher was playing very good, and everyone's like, this player to phase, this player to phase. Like, will the trio stick together? Will they make a change? Like, what is going on? Like, there are so many moving parts during ROSTERMANIA that all of these questions right now are pretty much impossible to answer.
I don't think phase changes. I think there's 3 teams right now that don't change.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people, this might make the chat erupt, but I think New York obviously sticks. Toronto obviously sticks. I think phase sticks as well. I think everybody else is going to make changes. Is that fair? I think that's fair. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but I think that's fair.
I think it's definitely fair.
Yeah. I think it's fair. I'm trying to take more questions. Oh my gosh. See, guys, I don't know anything. I promise you. Promise you.
They want to know why you retired. You want me to answer that?
Why did I retire?
Yeah, I could answer that if you want.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You were simply shit.
Yeah. I was fucking disgusting this year.
You were one of the worst I've played against.
Yeah.
And you're lucky I gave you the luxury of that final clip because I knew you were retiring.
Yeah.
I said, guys, put your controllers down. Scump needs to get a 6-piece.
Fuck yourself. He needs a 6-piece. He's going out. You didn't even know I was going out.
I didn't.
You had no idea.
I didn't.
He just got slapped up last time. I had to do it to you one more time.
Your all-star team for this season? We did that at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Hydra, BZ, Scrap, Celium is the. I mean, it's the same as the Scuff team of the year that they did at the tournament. I don't think it's really debatable. Second team? My second team's probably the same as theirs too.
Can you 100,000,000% confidently say that you will not unretire?
No.
You can't.
No.
Never say never.
Never say never. I can't 100% say that I will stay retired.
Should we end it there?
You never fucking know.
Should we end it there?
I mean, no, we can keep going.
I just wanted to say something kind of crazy.
I can't say 100%.
Give me a percentage.
I can't give you one. I just can't say 100%.
You just never know.
You never know.
Okay.
I mean, the chances are very slim. I'm talking very slim. Slimmer than that needle that you got down there.
Don't talk about it like that, because let me tell you. I mean...
What if I texted Shotzi and I said, make room, here comes Big Daddy. He's coming back.
I don't think you'd have a choice. I don't think anybody, if you wanted to play for Optic, I don't think any player would be able to stop that from happening.
That's great. Oh, we're just bullshitting now, and I love it. I mean, it's our last show of the year.
Why not,
we might as well have some fun. You know what I'm saying? We might as well have some fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of individual player questions and team questions, and once again, those are literally impossible to answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick out good ones.
Do y'all miss competing? Fuck yes, dude. Sorry. But I'm not allowed to come back.
Wish list for next year. Red dots. First off, higher time to kill. I want a Cold War time. Dude, if there's a Cold War time to kill COD that comes back out, I might fuck around.
Dead silence,
red
dots,
the time
good
to kill
TTK.
Like this year? Hell no.
Most importantly,
people getting zapped.
Most importantly, maps that are made for public matches and not just miniature Warzone locations made into public maps. You give us good.
No water. That's a good one.
No water.
No water, please.
Good Nate Shot, dude. I mean, that guy will fucking. If he sees water in the next title, he might be done for it.
I mean, Nate Shot was very passionate about the water.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, you were afraid for a second.
Yeah, I was terrified of that guy.
You were literally afraid.
No doors.
No doors. Yeah, get doors out of COD, please. Fuck.
No snaking.
I mean, I don't think it's really rocket science what we want to be done with the next game.
Yeah.
We want dead silence, get rid of doors, give us red dots, give us good maps,
but
make the time to kill a little bit higher.
Let's keep this thing on Twitch.
That is a big one.
Let's keep it over here.
Let's keep it on Twitch.
Let's, please.
Bring it back to me. Let's keep it on Twitch.
Best food you ate in Vegas? Don't get me started on that topic. What is it, catch? Carbone?
Carbone was underwhelming in my opinion.
Nah, Carbone was good. I disagree with you on that.
It was underwhelming in my opinion.
I thought it was rather nice.
I'd rather eat at Buca de Beppo.
No, you would not.
No, I would not.
No, you would not. You're trolling with that.
That's filthy.
Favorite COD developer and why? I think on a competitive level, I think Treyarch has probably been the most consistent developer when it comes to competitive titles, personally.
Someone said, why can't Methodz come back?
You can answer that.
You can answer it.
I mean, I'll just quote and say what you say.
What's that?
I signed a multi-year deal.
Correct.
Meaning I'm on a leash.
And I'm not feeling so lenient like I have in the past.
I've been getting hit up by heavy players. London.
You're fucking weird.
I've actually not been approached by anybody, unfortunately.
You're fucking weird.
I would entertain it.
Do I see more teams being added to the CDL? Maybe different teams next year, different management, but no, I don't think it's going to expand next year.
No.
Please, God,
No.
No. Our producers just said, it was Roger and Riley. I say our producers, they're fucking dumb. But they said Dashy censor beef, and I just said no.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's just, no. Anything else, guys?
There's only one way to handle that. 2v2, me and Dashy versus you and Doug. And then the winner, obviously. There's literally no other way to handle that.
Getting fucking we might get slammed.
Me and Brandon would fucking just...
But he's going to hit 10 pull-ups after.
Yeah. We would piss all over you.
He's going to hit 10 pull-ups after, and it's going to be fine. Anything else, guys? I mean, we've been really trolly, but again, we should go out with a bang. What cities do we want to see majors in next year? That is a great question. Take me to Seattle. Please.
London.
Please, Seattle.
London.
London, please. Yeah, London. I just want to go to London just for the sheer vibes of the crowd. Obviously, there's got to be one in Dallas. I mean, there just has to be one in Dallas.
Put that camera on me. There better never be an event in Las Vegas ever again in the history of Call of Duty. I mean, we're talking about the most nefarious city known to man, a filthy city, one that follows you home. You can't escape it once you're out. I mean, you need like a 4-day cleanse after leaving Vegas.
Yes.
So please, no Vegas.
And not Miami either. I don't want to. It might be even worse.
No.
I don't want to go to Miami.
Bring us to fucking Utah or like Montana.
Somewhere where we can stay grounded.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are naming all of the dangerous cities.
Yes.
Someone just said Philly. That's a dangerous city. I mean,
Philly.
literally dangerous. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Oh, man. Toronto, yes.
Toronto, yes.
Okay,
New
real
York.
quick.
This is my all-star cast.
How many? You picking 5
New
or
York,
6?
Five
Pick
tournaments,
6.
not including champs.
Okay.
New York, Toronto, Dallas,
London.
Seattle,
London.
That would be the all-star pro circuit.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one to disagree with.
Yeah.
And then we do champs in Anaheim or London.
Preferably Anaheim. If we already go to London once.
Yes.
All right.
Should we call it?
Have we bullshitted enough? I mean, I don't know. I feel kind of sad.
I don't want to say bye.
It's our last show,
I don't
man.
want to say bye. Just come on, keep spewing.
It's our last show.
I am hungry though. Some would say starving.
Chad, are you guys gonna miss this? I mean, we really just went off the rails for this.
You're gonna miss this.
We really just
You're
all
gonna
professionalism went out the window for this
back.
Call of community. I mean, it really did.
You're gonna wish these days haven't gone by so fast. These are the good times.
Listen, guys, it's only 5 months. 5 long months.
Once again, I will reiterate, we will be live covering ROSTERMANIA and everything Call of Duty still, just maybe not in this official fashion. We'll be live at home, webcam, maybe a graphic made. We will still be bringing you guys everything. It just probably won't look like this. And then don't forget, of course, I mean, we got Halo watch parties. We have some games to play.
We have
I'm
Halo watch
going live
party
later for X Defiant, buddy.
We have Halo watch party next weekend. So it's not like, I mean, we'll still be doing stuff, but it won't be in this professional of a setting, perhaps. Yeah. We'll still be doing stuff. All right, guys.
Ladies and
better
gentlemen.
HDMI. Yeah, we'll get on that. That'll be the first purchase we make. A nice $20 real solid HDMI.
Can I speak for a second?
Yeah.
In a genuine way, guys. We've gotten pretty trolly. A genuine, serious, overwhelming thank you for the support on the show, support on the watch party. Obviously, we're both new to this retired thing. I joined the watch party maybe a couple weeks late, but your love, your support, and like your positive words surrounding all of it has made it all worth it. So thank you for the love for me personally. Obviously, it's been a life switch up, and then
we did pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, from where we were 6 months ago, at least me mentally, to now, I mean, we did pretty solid.
Yeah. Seriously.
Goodness.
It's we like to fuck around, but when it's all said and done and my head is on that pillow, just so grateful to be able to do this alongside a fucking moron, best organization in esports. I mean, it's a pleasure. So we hope you guys have enjoyed the first season of The Breakdown. And obviously, we'll see how the future unfolds. One thing I think I can confidently say is that this will stay here.
What do you mean?
Like the breakdown will stay.
Like we'll always do it here?
Yeah, like you can. No promises yet, but as of right now,
you just promised.
Unless you sign a deal.
You just promised and unpromised.
Sorry, fucking hell.
Rather quickly.
Just thank you. Now it's your turn to speak.
Yeah, thank you guys all very much. You guys obviously make this come to life. When I was thinking about retiring, obviously I had thoughts of what I was going to do, but I didn't really imagine that it would be as awesome as this has been. Again, thanks to you guys, so thank you guys very much. Thank you to the producers. I mean, Riley has been with us on the watch party, helping the breakdown. Roger obviously does our top 10 plays. True. Tiff, I mean, all the people behind the scenes that are getting our graphics and stuff drawn up. Sorry? CJ, all the people behind the scenes that are really like making this come to life. Thank you to all of them. And then, again, thank you to you guys.
How about me?
Corey Dunn for helping set up this setup. I mean, there's a lot of work that went into this.
Are you going to thank me?
Obviously, Zinni.
Thank you. Sorry.
There's a lot of work that goes into this.
Tiff.
And, I mean, we've got to be one of the most well-run shows in esports, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, all I know is that if there's an esports award for a show in esports, I mean, I would like... Actually, they host that in Vegas. Do not nominate us. I will not go back there.
Don't nominate us. Riley will go on our behalf.
Guys, thank you.
Yep.
Once again, we're still going to be streaming daily for the most part. So we hope to see you guys... around? What the fuck am I saying?
What are you saying?
They'll be watching you.
Deranged Native in the chat, too. What's up?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, we got to end it. Thank you guys very much. We've been sitting here fucking bullshitting. Thank you guys all very much for your love and support. We really do appreciate it. It means the world to us.
Oh, I could just send someone flying.
You're sending someone flying?
Have a good one,
Wait,
pal.
let me see what he said. Our last sent flying to the... Oh, there he goes.
Personal ban.
I mean, goodness, you just banned him?
Yeah, see ya. He has two messages. A guy can suck me.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night. We'll both be live playing X Defiant tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yes, we will, but I'll be live tonight playing X Defiant.
He'll be live tonight. I'll be live tomorrow playing X Defiant.
Thank you, guys. Seriously, we're idiots. Thank you.